Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum, and in this game, we're going to be talking about defense. Let's go. At the bottom here, I'm playing as a Farseer specialist. My opponent is playing as a marksman specialist. I started off with storms and arc lights into steel balls and hound, and this is not a great composition because both steel balls and hounds are, it just kills everything on my board. So instead of trying to win the first round, I've decided let's just cheese it. So my Stormcallers got Phoenixes. We're going to slowly transition out of the Stormcallers and we'll see where this game takes us. My opponent is being very aggressive with units almost entirely on the line here. And this is good because the Hounds are excellent in close quarter combat and they're great support for the steel balls. Of course, round one, I've decided to cheese. Like, if I didn't cheese, this would be a very similar outcome, except all these units would just be damaged onto my HP. I'm actually surprised that the Storm Arclight starts with fewer HP than the Hound Steel Ball. I feel like the Steel Balls are very strong. All right, so we got subsidized steel balls. It gives me an option to kind of counteract the steel balls a little bit. They are tanky and they do work semi-decent into arc lights, especially if the battlefield is going to be restricted to this area. My opponent also took the subsidized steel balls. I think it's just going to make a lot of them, which is concerning. Whenever you see steel balls, your first instinct is, oh, I gotta get scorpions, and that might be okay, right? Scorpions are pretty decent into steel balls. However, my opponent does run mechanical division, which means if you have scorpions, then you are kind of stuck on shooting at the crawlers after the steel balls explode. I didn't have enough deployment, which means my arc light gets instantly logged on, which means this pack of crawlers is actually going to tie up my entire army, and that's very sad. On the other hand, though, the Phoenixes, they're doing all right. They're doing some damage. Not enough to salvage the fight here. Things are starting to look a little scary, right? Because my opponent doesn't have any tech on the balls just yet, but it's a little scary. Took the Phantom Rays. I think the Phantom Rays were... I mean, right now there's steel balls on the ground. I just need damage to kind of pop them down. The Vulcan was also another great option. I probably should have taken Vulcan because Vulcan with Scourge can actually pop the steel balls down decently well. All right, took the Rays, putting one of the Rays in the back. We're going to cheese them once again. And here's the Mech Div. All right, my chaff clear is severely lacking, and my only chaff here is just 3 squads of fangs, which won't probably survive that long. That was a good missile, by the way. Got rid of the squad of crawlers, the marksmen, and then a few of these hounds. I'm still hoping that I would cheese them because the Phantom Rays are getting 2 tower, which means they will come down and hopefully get to these marksmen. But it feels like the tower timing is a little too good for my opponent. So no cheese this round. And just way too many crawlers to kill. Alright, round 4. We got the Farseer. We got Underground Threat. Additional deployment is taken by my opponent. After seeing Mech Div, I think I need to pivot into Vulcans. Took Drill on the crawlers because before I can do Vulcans, I really need to survive because, I mean, it's just a lot of units on the board. My opponent put it down a single squad of steel balls here just to draw my attention or the Phantom Ray's attention away. So these Phantom Ray will just follow the steel balls all the way back to the main battle. He did not take the underground and he did not respect the underground, which is interesting. He is going aggro, so whenever I get a tower, it's going to be a huge amount of damage. Alright, gets the tower on the side. No chaff clear whatsoever, but I do have some Phantom Rays, and I'm getting rid of all his AA. And I suppose the crawlers themselves can be chaff clear. Okay. Alright, still in this. A decent round for me thanks to the underground, and underground only, because without the underground, I would have been completely annihilated. And now it's time for defense. We're going to take efficient tech research. And double Vulcans. Scorch as the first tech, just to deal with the steel balls and whatever comes out of the steel balls after they die. Alright, we're going to be centralizing a little bit because we got 2 packs of steel ball here, so this Vulcan is going to take care of those. The steel balls on the outside is going to meet my steel balls, which is okay. I don't think the Phantom Rays are good, so we're probably going to start selling them off. Range and mech rage for the hounds, just to give that additional boost. Alright, let's see the steel balls work. Alright, we got the level 2 steel balls locking onto my Vulcan. Not great. They are going to get it. However, my other Vulcan is doing fine. And I actually got the tower of the Phantom Rays. Didn't get completely pulled downward. Alright, so now with the Phantom Rays still left over, I think they are enough damage just to bring down this level 3 marksman because they have cloak. Yep. Alright, fantastic. Turning things around. Level 5 Rhino is problematic for me. If my opponent picked the level 5 Rhino, I don't think I have a good defense against that. I chose the level 3 Wraith. Again, coming in for a bit of cheese. Because I knew on this side, the only thing that shoots up is this Orangeman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to distract the Orangeman for as long as I can. I'm going to drop a Wraith right here. And just kill a bunch of chaff clear unit and start doing damage to the steel balls. Hopefully my Vulcan will get enough experience so that they can level up. I took the range here. My opponent took something I didn't actually see, but he sold it. He's just going to go back into building up this comp. I'm surprised he didn't take the level 5 Rhino. It absolutely would just obliterate all the things here. These level 2 Phoenixes are really my only damage output, and is nothing against the level 5 Rhino. So imagine putting a level 5 Rhino, mobile beacon straight down into tower. There's nothing stopping that Rhino from doing that. If you want to see like Rhino plays, I highly recommend watching Casts. He is relentless with his Rhino play. Sacco is also very good. Alright, we got Underground, giving them a bit more survivability, but I don't think it matters that much here. I mean, with Scourge, they just die. Alright, level 2 steel balls coming in, but they are getting stuck on the crawlers, which means now is the time for this Vulcan to feed. The other guy is already level 2, which is really good. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to kill these steel balls before they get tower, so I'm able to feed on those. What about this guy? Can he feed a little bit more? Ooh, gonna get towered. Okay, no feeding. Orbital is dangerous, but I think level 2 Vulcans don't care. They will survive with 664 HP. Absorption is good on a Vulcan. We're going to get rid of the level 3 Wraith. And we're just going to double down on the Vulcan. The Vulcan is good against everything here, except maybe like a high level Rhino, which my opponent did not pick. All right. Level 4 Marksman. 10,000 damage a shot. 8 shots to kill this Vulcan. I don't think he'll get it though. And notice the spread of missile that I have here. Those are specifically targeted at the frontmost chaff clear. If I can get rid of some chaff clear, then my chaff will survive a little bit longer, which means the Vulcan will kill everything else. All right, more steel balls for my opponent. Now with the steel balls coming in on the flanks, maybe? Nope, just the layers and layers of steel balls. And that's the scary part about level 2 Vulcans and Scourge. Like, you see how quickly the steel balls melt, and the mech div don't even matter. Got multiple steel balls locking on this Vulcan. Come on. There it is. Alright, here. We still got lots of steel balls here, but now with 2 Vulcans helping out each other. And this guy's got Absorb, which means it's dealing and healing itself. Oh my goodness. It was actually healed through that entire ordeal. Is it game yet? It might be game. Might be one more round. Yep, one more round. Alright, with 6 HP. Mustangs might be okay. Mustangs is you'll be able to win the end game, I think. You just take range. So when all the steel balls are dead, your Mustangs survive and then it cleans everything else. But I didn't want to get to that end game because of the high level hounds that's currently on the board. I just needed bodies for these steel balls to lock onto. 3 packs of level 2 Fire Badger would do nicely. Also took shield on the fangs. I'm going to put them up in columns because then these hounds are just going to take forever to kill. Typhoons are picked with shield, but at this point with Scourge, I don't even think that matters that much. Not to mention I also have Phoenixes to help popping the shield. Okay, so we got 600 left over. We also have Underground off cooldown once again. My opponent is again neglecting the defense on his back. Just a whole lot of units at the front. A line of missiles trying to get to wherever I need to go. And even if they miss, the missile will do some spread damage, allowing the Vulcans to just kill the shields a little bit faster. Once you get through the shield, these Typhoons don't really stand a chance. Alright, took temp range. So the Vulcans don't have to move an inch. Everything is within range. Shields in the back. And there we go. Got crawlers coming in. I think these guys have... Yeah, these are double tech crawlers. So he's going to bring down the tower super fast. And once the tower is gone, this is going to be GG. And this is just showing you the power of Scorched Vulcans in a defensive position. I think they are the single best unit in a defensive position because just the sheer amount of damage that they do. They win you the chaff war. They win you the carry war if your opponent goes heavy into medium-sized units. About the only thing that they can't win is against big forts with big shield. But at that point, you already have something else. Perhaps, hopefully, with a melting point to deal with that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you want to see another video, here's one for you, and I will see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics, Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress. The battlefield's alive.